Hey guys, Matt here. It's the Broken Supercoach checking in as usual. Tuesday morning. Hope you had a good long weekend. Hopefully you had some time off there. Big week for Supercoach. So I should go back to here before. So we've got all the DPPs have come through. So this week, pretty average week again. 21-41. I didn't do much. I just made the two trades. Got two rookies in for cash gen down the line. So I expected to just hover, which is what I did. Still around that 40k, so nothing huge. But yeah, huge week this week. We've got some DPP action in. Got a couple of nice rookies to target. Could we use a boost? Maybe. So let's have a look. We'll go through the lines as we usually do. So now, is this how I had the team? Yeah. Actually, I've done a little bit of switching already. Sorry, I should just hit undo so you guys can see how the team was. There we go. So this is how I had the team. So short against the Crows on, what was it? Saturday Arvo. It was terrible. But that's Adelaide Oval for you. Not often very good for this type of guys scoring. Crows are extremely accurate as well. I don't think we'll see guys. That was always the concern, I guess, with Short, that he gets a lot of kick-ins. So to play against a team that is very accurate becomes, his score goes down. So this is his on-field efforts. I don't think he had that many kick-ins. So unlucky for us, but whatever. This guy is, if he's not, D1 is probably Hewitt, and Short is extremely close. No alarm bells ringing on this guy. Ridley hasn't been great. The thing is that I just don't have the time or the room to pick him, and we've already lost 30k on him, so I don't have time to get rid of him. In hindsight, when I was choosing between Ridley or Cripps, should I have taken Ridley out instead of Chris? Probably. I've probably lost 100 points, 150 points in that decision, but whatever. I couldn't deal with Chris. I know that he's doing very well now, but I couldn't deal with him. I didn't like him. Ridley, though, it looks like he's just a solid 88, so he's not in the top 6, but whatever. He'll get away with being D6 for us, and if we've got some trades late in the season, we might be able to just switch him up somewhere to a better defense option. We're going to go, we got McCartan, who's just plodding along with some good 60s. Still a nice break-even. He's probably got a couple of weeks to go. He might even see us through probably 2 or 3 more weeks, assuming he keeps playing. We're happy with that. O'Driscoll, what an in. So I traded O'Driscoll in, and I traded Bailey Williams in. One of those. I don't hate the Bailey Williams trade, but the O'Driscoll trade, what a big in. And he's DPP, so really happy with that too. So he's going to be very handy cover for us. You've just got to keep an eye on their structure, though. He's gone 100 twice, but 5 comes back at some point. And I think 5 probably does a lot of the role that O'Driscoll is doing. So I don't think we can expect hundreds out of him. I think we can expect nice 60s, perhaps even nice 50s. But, as long as 5's out, we can expect some pretty nice scores. Very good on-field option. I had to play DeConning on-field. Regular 50. We're really happy with him as well. Still a negative break-even. So this guy's still pumping out money. It's just slow, that's all. Gibkiss was managed, and Hinge was injured. Wasn't named as the sub. So he ended up, I did the teams on Thursday night, and he was listed as omitted, which was weird, or Friday morning. He was listed as omitted. Late Friday, he was, he ended up being listed as injured. So they adjusted it sometime Friday afternoon. So he is injured. Now, it was a hip, and it was only expected to be 1 week. I think they've just listed him as injured because he didn't get up for SANFL. Maybe he didn't pass a fitness test to be the sub. They didn't want to name an injured sub because that would come back to bite him again, as they named an injured sub last year. So I think he'll be back. Now, the issue is that the wings for the Crows at the moment are Cook and Shaw, who both played really well. So I'm just trying to think, he is best 22, but how does he get back? Who does he get back in the team through? Well, obviously, Sloan is the obvious one. Sloan got injured. Now, Sloan was playing a half-forward role. So do you move Cook to the half-forward, and can Hinge come back on the wing then? And that's probably what happens. Or you name Hinge as a half-forward. So we've got to be really careful here. His break-even is 26, so he'll get 1 more week. But if he comes back this week and it's on the half-forward, where Sloan was playing, that's going to be massive alarm bells because that's not a Supercoach friendly role. So keep an eye on Hinge. I think he comes back. I think he comes into a different role, and I think we have to trade him next week if he's back. If he comes in for Sloan's role. Just got my coffee here. Don't mind me. Midfield's fine. Yeah, we did what we thought we'd do. So really unusual. They put Pendlebury on Neil. So we did the vice captain Neil into McRae. McRae, wonderful captain. I don't like to take more than 120. Sorry, less than 120 for a captain score. So I think if your VC gets about 120, you're probably okay to take it. 117 is not enough, especially the way McRae was playing. Even though I said he doesn't play well against Kangaroos, this is his best score against the Kangaroos for quite some time. So we're happy with that. Yeah, what I was saying was they tagged Neil for about a quarter. It worked really well and then stopped. Maybe Pendlebury said, it was Pendlebury doing the tag. Maybe he said, hey, I can't actually do this. I can't keep up with this guy. And if you want me to play all game, I can't tag Neil all game. Or maybe they were just very effective at getting the block. But whatever. Was what it was. Took 107. We're loving the scores we're seeing out of this guy. Steele, 131. He's back. We love seeing those scores. Brody's been awesome. One of these two are going to start dropping lower scores once 5 comes back. I don't know which one. Both have extremely low breakout. O'Driscoll has got just a ridiculous minus 69 break even. It's so rare for him to go up. He went up 70k in his second week. He's lost this small score now. Yeah, he's projected to go up another 60 odd, is it? Another 60k. So to get him out on his first price rise and still make 70k out of the second price rise is unbelievable value. Anyway. Will Brodie, we're loving this. Averaging 100. He's a forward. So, I mean, realistically, if he could actually be a forward keeper, I threw him in the mids to cover for Cripps. I didn't want McDonald on field. And as it stood, I should have just played Hayes on field. That was ridiculous. But as it stood, I could have taken McDonald's score and ended up better. So I've had a mare there. Now we're hoping that Cripps is back. So we probably swap those back around. I'll do that in a tick. Rao's finished for me. I was thinking of boosting and doing Bont for him this week. I knew Rao had a high ceiling and I didn't want to use a boost. So I didn't do it in the end. It would have been the right call. It says he's gone down, but he went down $200. So Rao's finished for me. After round 2, I think it was, I was off him as a keeper. I really didn't think he was a keeper. Round 3 he showed 100, but there's something there's something off about this guy. He's not he's slow to the footy. I mean, is he fit? I don't know. He looks fit. I mean, he plays like he's fit. He's just slow. He's slow to the footy. That's all I can say. Like, he doesn't get rid of the ball in time. Gets a lot of contested possessions and not much else. Yeah, so unsure what to do about Rao there. We're going to trade him regardless. We're going to turn him with 200k, 220k. I can turn him into any player I want. So he just instantly turns into Brayshaw for me. That's the easiest trade of my life. Dacos. Now, while we're on it, we'll go through after some big names that have had their change. But Dacos is a mid defender. We're loving this. So we can slot him in. But we can't do it easily just yet because we don't have anyone to swap with. But he easily shores up our defense. So if we do something like O'Driscoll sits here, Dacos sits here, suddenly our defense looks really nice with McCartan just there. So, I think the defense looks a lot surer with Dacos in. You can start going you can do some shuffling to make that look a lot nicer. So this is really handy. We're really loving seeing that, actually. I'm really happy with it. We probably do something like this. You go Brody up. You probably thought. Oh, before we'll go through the forward line. Sorry. Dunkley. Yeah, he's Dunkley. He is what he is. Butters. He's back. Big score from him. We love that. He was obviously carrying an injury that he copped from Sam Power Pepper. That's fine. 8,000 people traded Zach Butters, and if you were one of them. that's a disappointing. That's a disappointing. You should know better. Butters was always going to bounce back, even though I did say, they're not playing a friendly role for him. He surely was going to bounce back at some point, and he's rewarded us with 130. So it's about time something went our way. Cornelio 96, we're liking this. Is he? He kicked a goal or two, I think. So I don't know. Is he a forward keeper? I don't know. But either way, he's making money all the time. Break even's 87, so we've got to think about whether he's a keeper or not. We've got far more issues than Cornelio to worry about, though. Zeri's got a ruck status now, so that's really handy. So, funnily enough, I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rucks in my team. So I could actually field a whole line of rucks. 6? Yeah, 6 rucks. Yeah. Nick Martin, probably a forward keeper. Bailey Williams, now this was a mistake putting him on field. I don't think it was a mistake to trade him, though. He's gone up 18k, a break even of 11. I don't think you can take much merit in this score, considering how trash West Coast were for a majority of that football game. They didn't score for seriously, 40 odd minutes or something. They looked junk. So I don't think you can expect that sort of performance from them. He was on 1 at about, I think he was on about 10 at quarter time. This is an all-time trash team effort by West Coast. Their highest score, I think I looked Friday night, was it, when they played? What day would this have been? Friday night? Yeah, I think I looked, and West Coast's highest score at halftime was on something like 20. So this is an all-time trash performance by a team. I don't think we're too worried about this. He came loaded with a lot of cash. So the way I see rookies is every rookie is 100k or 117k. And if you pull one in for 200k, which is what we did, he was about 215. His cash price is just built into his actual price. So he's gone up 18k, but realistically we've got 100 and something k already with Bailey Williams. So yeah, it's probably a bit of hopium, but whatever. Hopium, copium, whatever you want to say. But either way, I'm okay with this pick. Break even 11. If we get a couple of price rises out of him, we picked him for job consistency, not for on-field scores, and it was really wishful of me. I just didn't know what Hayes would do. I just didn't know his role. Now, Hayes will play again because Ryder's out for 2, and that's an easy switch for me. We'll just do that. Brody has to come on for someone, which becomes... he comes on here. And then Cripps. See, this is now, we've suddenly got so many options here, which we're really liking. All these good on-field options. So we need to start taking advantage of some of these. Now, so that's the team. I think I went through everyone. Rochelle's a GOAT. He wasn't on much, but I love this kid. I just want to talk about him because I love him so much. This guy is going to be potentially the best ever Crows player. I've never seen anyone like him. And for those who don't know the channel, I go to every Crows game, big Crows fan. And I'm at every game, ground level, really get close. This kid is genuinely electric. To watch, he just gives so much excitement, but it's also his awareness around the ground is unbelievable. This guy, I don't know why he's probably not Supercoach relevant in his going forward. But man, is he going to be a good player? He could be all Australian if they pick a small forward like they usually do. And I'm really hot on him winning the Rising Star now. I think he's better than Dacos. So anyway, that's my little rant. So we've got a couple of issues here now. We've got 2 trades with 2 very good rookies, Rosas and Bruce, and we want them both. I don't think Rosas's scoring is way too pronounced to not get Rosas in. How do we get Rosas in? Fucked if I know. And Bruce, again, his scoring is too pronounced to not get in either. We're talking about a guy who's dropped hundreds, so who will probably go up nearly 100 and Yeah, 80k. He will go up 100,000. Don't you worry about that. And Rosas will also go up 100,000. So it says price increase approximately just because he's projected. He'll go up 80. So we're talking about 160,000 with 2 trades in the first week. So we've got to work out how we're doing these because it's very tricky. So probably we'll do something like, well, we want to trade Rao. That's for sure. And we might need to trade. Well, I think the one I'm going to trade is Horn Francis. I don't like having 300k on the bench, and he's no longer a field option for me. His break even's 50. He's probably got one more price rise in him. I don't think it's a bad idea to trade this lad. So they're the 2. Now, how do I get Rux out here? So I think we put Rochelle up. And Rochelle can just sit on the bench. He's just going to sit there. We're going to take ourselves one Rosas. So I'm just playing. Keep in mind, I haven't actually looked at this. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. So we've got Rosas here. We love to see it. Our next move now, we've got 800k. So we're going to bring in a premium. We have to. And the one I want, there's just little doubt about it. The man I want is that's a weird one. Is Brayshaw. He has to come into my team. So now we've got 200k to deal with. Now, I kind of hate the idea of... I know that Bruce is good, but I really need... I just don't know who I can get in for Bruce, and it's really sad. It could be a case that we skip Rosas, and I don't like that, because I like Rosas a lot. But I don't really see any... I don't really see any obvious avenues to get to Bruce, and Bruce is the one I want more. I'm not trading Grundy, by the way. Sorry, I didn't speak about Grundy in the recap. I'm not addressing these. These are my 2 rucks. Okay, that's the end of story. I've committed to Grundy. And if he keeps dropping scores like this, though, that's why we've got Bruce. That's why we want Bruce. So we might need to skip Rosas, which would really suck, but I think we have to. If we're looking through here, the break evens. I'm not trading any of these blokes. I'd like to shore up my defense a little bit. Yeah, there's just no real obvious option, is there, boys? Yeah. Look, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll probably actually, realistically, I'll show you the correct way I'm going to do it. It'll look like this. So Bruce will sit on the bench. Dixon Bailey-Williams here. The 6 men here. Now, I have done nothing to address my defense. I'm aware. I probably would like to get rid of Hinge. Send Dacos up. Dacos will sit here. And that could potentially be my avenue to get Rosas. So if I... actually, that's what I'll do. Yeah. I've worked this out now. You can press the boost. You don't have to do it. I've pressed the boost every week since the first time I was worried about it. So the next trade will probably be something like... It's just a matter of who, and that's the scary part. Probably Hinge. Hinge, Dacos. We send up a... We send up, say, whoever. It doesn't really matter. We don't really care. It'll be an on-field choice. So we send up Cornelio, probably, whatever. And then we get Rosas here. And that gives us Rosas. We have to play Rosas on field for a little while. But that's okay. Or we could go... Yeah, no. There we go, like this. English. Sam Williams, because we don't care about that score. And then Rosas here. And keep him up. Bruce will become an on-field ruck. Brayshaw on-field. So let's do that for now. I've still got 265k, so next week we turn someone big again. I kind of really love this. And the team probably looks something like this. So we get rid of those. But no shot that he's on field. Because we're getting one more week of Hayes. So Hayes will go next week for an actual premium, probably Heaney. In one trade. Rochelle to the bench. We've got some good mid cover with Rochelle and McDonald. I'm aware that Saligo is just a dead hole. And Dacos comes on field for DeConning. We've still got McCartan ticking points over. These two boys will be ticking points over. Really like the way this looks at the moment. Currently got 2 forwards sitting out. So that's... if this guy is R2 or this guy's R1, we've just got to... So who did I add? Brayshaw. And yeah, I'm loving that. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 keeper mids with 2 forwards covering the holes. We've got 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5, 6. We might even have our 6 forwards set. I think we're going to go Heaney, and Cornelio probably drops off towards the end, and I reckon Brody drops off towards the end too. But we could potentially already have 6 keeper forwards. English might sit in the rucks, and that would be 5 keeper forwards. So we want Heaney, but that's the only forward I'll be looking at. There's one more that I'll go through because I will do some DVP for you guys. And there's just no easy way to shore up our defense just yet, but we've got 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 keepers, potentially 5 keepers in defense. We've got to keep an eye on this guy's scoring, but potentially 5 really nice on-field options. Turn McCartan into a big defender in probably a week or 2. Probably turn Dacos into someone realistically at some point, but he's gone all the way to the moon. So look, we're pretty happy with where that is at the moment. So let's have a run through. I'll quickly, before we do that, we'll have a quick look at who you should do. You should vice captain McRae against the Crows in Ballarat. It's a dog shit stadium. They shouldn't be playing footy there. I say it every year. Bulldogs will absolutely trounce the Crows at that stadium. Laughable effort that they even have footy there. Should be ashamed of themselves for doing it. But whatever. He always rips up there. Does he? Yes. 130, 118, 119. You can expect extremely good scores. The guy's in career best form. I'd be okay with you slapping the C directly on him for a Jack Steele V. But we've seen that GWS tag, so don't expect a big score out of Steele. They'll put 2 men on him like they have in the past. And again, Neil with the C, but I'll probably... my loophole is playing the same time as my vice, so that's a worry. I would not be mad if you just slapped the C directly on McRae and did the V for me, because that's where my hole is, right here. Because I've got no one else not playing. Yeah, unless Dixon gets dropped for Oscar Allen, which could actually happen. Bailey Williams is not getting dropped. I mean, I know that's a lot of hopium as well, but he's not getting dropped. He's their number 1 ruck. So Dixon might get dropped, so we might get some money there. Minus break even, that would be such a shame if he got dropped. I'd be more inclined to trade him than Hinge if he gets dropped. So that's the teams, that's the captain choices, something between these 3. Brayshaw plays Carlton. I'd almost be willing to slap the C on Brayshaw as well. Loving that we've got him now. Jeez, that looks good, doesn't it? Angus Brayshaw sitting right there. All right, let's go here. Now, there's some new... What we want to do is have a look at the DPPs. There's not a lot, if I'm being totally real with you guys. There's a couple in defense we like the look of, so you just press defense and DPP only, and you just have to know. So Pendlebury got it. I think it's just too expensive. I don't know. I think it could be a good option in defense. I mean, he's obviously the 3rd highest scoring defender now as he joins in. Lower score of 87, 98 when he's tagging. Pretty happy with that, I think. Brayshaw's been added. Don't think he's Supercoach relevant. This guy's new, perhaps. Rioli, was he forward only? Don't think he's relevant. He's been added as a forward. Again, not relevant. And we start to get too low down. This is new. That's really new. This guy wasn't deep. Zorko wasn't defense mid, was he? Not relevant, though. I mean, he has been Supercoach relevant in the past, so definitely one to look at. Wouldn't look much lower than the top 20 scorers. Let's look at the average. McInerney, I think he was always defense mid. Yeah, I think Zorko's certainly one to watch because he's that type of player, especially at that price. It's delicious for what Zorko usually can put out. Brayshaw, I don't think is relevant. Pendlebury, absolutely one to watch. Yeah, absolutely one to watch, Pendlebury. But I don't know, how long can he keep this up? Surely at some point he gets managed. You know, he's an old player. And is he in the best 6? He might actually be. But I prefer, if we're talking Pendlebury, then I prefer Sinclair. I prefer Dawson. All good. And that's top 3. By the way, that's top 3 DPP only. Where does he sit as far as his top 10? So, yeah, I don't think he's hugely relevant. What it means is that Dawson got mid eligibility because I don't think he was mid. He might have been. I don't remember. Handy if you have Dawson. I think that's new. But we don't really care about who can go into the midfield because we've got to usually play him in their other position. So, do we have any new rucks? Yeah, we've got Cherry. We really like Cherry. He potentially could be an on-field option. I don't think any of these really matter. Yeah, we're not. None of these are relevant outside of Cherry. So that's handy that Cherry's there. You can sit him on your bench. You can sit him on field in the ruck somewhere now. We were fielding Cherry, though, so not a big deal there. And what do we have by forwards? Are there any new forwards? Paddy Lipinski, this is a big one. I think it's a really big one. I really like this pick, actually. I've spoken about him a few times already. I think this is a really nice forward pick. You know, I think I've already got my forwards. If I just need one more and I want it to be Heaney. I don't think any of these others are that interesting. So, sadly, we didn't get a huge amount of DPP that was really going to help. Dacos being able to play defense is really nice. If you have Lipinski, it's really nice to be able to slot him in your forward line now. I'm just overflowing with forwards because I've got 6 rucks. And nearly all of them are DPP forwards. And nearly all of them are putting out big scores. 7 rucks now, by the way, guys. I am now a ruck city. Yeah, so that's all the DPPs. It's obviously a big week. There's a lot of things to take in. There's a lot of things to go over. I'm pretty happy with this. Like I said, I want Rosas. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Rosas, whatever. And, you know, it's upgrade season, so I want Brayshaw. And I think you can't ignore Bruce as an on-field option, and that's why we took English recently, because he is our big forward. These are F1. So let us know what you guys are going to do this week. Any DPPs you want to know about, any guys you want to know about. I think for me, pretty happy with how this has turned out. Next week, I'll probably turn either Hayes or McCartan into a premium. I'm not sure who's on the bubble. This guy is, I reckon, because everyone's trading him in after one game. Yep, absolutely foolish. But yeah, so Hobbs is on the bubble. So we've got a mid on the bubble next week, which is really easy for us to deal with because it's a case of if it's Hayes down, Rochelle goes back in, Hobbs comes on, bang, we get Heaney, or it's McCartan, and we send... unsure how we'll do it there. McCartan out. Someone will end up as a defender. Who knows how. But whatever. We'll work it out. Could even be Connor McDonald's season. So Conor McDonald goes out for our boy, we turn McCartan into someone big there. Probably Stuart Pendlebury. But anyway, cheers for watching. Thanks a lot. Really happy with how the team is panning out. I know we're at 40k, which is quite low, but I hope in the next couple of weeks we're bringing in some pretty big premiums. So probably 3 premiums over the next 3 weeks, and we'll continue to upgrade premiums week on week. So I'm pretty happy with how that goes. That's what your boosts are for. Don't be afraid to use them. There's 2 good rookies and the chance for a premium. I'm going to do it. That'll be my second boost I've used this year, and that might be alarming to some people, but I'm not fussed whatsoever. This is if we're ever going to use a boost this week, it'll be this week with 2 rookies averaging 70 and 100, and I'm not sitting 500k in my bench, so I'm turning someone into Brayshaw, and it's going to be Horn Francis. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Let us know how your week's gone. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, whatever, and we'll chat again soon.